Howdy.
Did it feel like 49er football today?
When you can sustain longer drives or explosive drives, whatever it is, and you don't have penalties on first and second down, you're not turning the ball over, yes, that's Niners football. You know, we usually do a really good job protecting the ball and not getting penalties, and that's what you guys saw today. In the last couple of weeks, that's all I've been saying is as long as we don't turn the ball over a bunch and we don't have penalties on first and second down, we're going to score a lot of points. And you kind of saw that too in the first, second quarter, whatever it was, where we had to, I think we kicked the field goal and we had to punt because we had penalties on first down. As long as we can eliminate those things, our offense has enough really, really good football players to get yards, stay on the field, and sustain long drives.
And this was the first time that Brock had got into a game with a few games where he'd made some turnovers and kind of had his back against the wall a little bit. How do you feel that he responded to that challenge?
No, I just go back to this. Brock started like 40-plus games in college. He had highest of highs. He's had the lowest of lows. Like, he's dealt with mistakes. He's had bad games in college. And so his confidence is still there. And that's all I wanted him to, continue doing. He knows how to, bounce back. And I don't think Brock, played poorly the last couple of games. Yeah, sure, there's a throw to he probably wants back. But if you look at the tape, he's still playing at a high level those 3 weeks that we lost. And just this time we were able to not turn the ball over and not have penalties. And so we're able to be out there and you can see the type of quarterback that Brock is.
George, obviously, on the long touchdown, you're running the route. But did you get a chance to watch how Purdy was able to kind of hang in the pocket? Like, to see a replay of that?
I've not seen it yet, but all I know is that Brock's really good in the pocket, and when he has confidence in his skill players, he's going to sit in the pocket and give you an opportunity, which is what he gave me.
Can you walk us through that touchdown?
What's fun is you come in at halftime and you sit down as an offense and Kyle brings up like, hey, these are the 8 to 10 plays that I want to get ran this half, and that play was the second play of the half, and that was not on those. That was not up there. And, I don't know if Kyle talked about it, but he's like 2nd and 1, they always go man coverage. And so motion over there, we're in 22 personnel, so 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and a wide receiver. And it gives me a one-on-one versus a linebacker, which I'll take that any day of the week versus anybody. So it was a great call by Kyle to get us in the right play, and it was exactly what we wanted it to be. It was exactly how we drew it up. So I'm just, thankful that Kyle called that play.
Were you tired? You walked in the last, 25 yards.
It's really difficult to get that open. I saw him fall, and I was like, I knew it was man coverage too. I was like, well, I knew the safety went to the other way because he's covering someone else. So just, had a little, have some fun going into the end zone. I probably won't ever walk in again because I'm going to get yelled at for that. But, at least I didn't drop the ball before I got in the end zone.
Was that the most room you've ever had in between you and a defender in your career?
After he fell, yes. Yeah, that was really fun. We should do that more often.
Can you take us to the emotional journey of the touchdown pass that went to Brandon over your head?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Kind of talked about this, but I heard like 3 times, was that a great decision by Brock? Well, since it worked, it was a great decision. But like every time I see a quarterback, rolling out to his left and throwing back to the right, I just think about Brett Favre and the Vikings in the playoffs. And it's one of the biggest no-nos, except when it works. And it was funny too because Brandon's running a corner, I'm running across, and Brock's nodding his head for us to go back, but he was like, I was talking to the defense. I was trying to sell it to the defense. I wanted you guys to keep running. Yeah, well, my bad, Brock. Me and Brandon both fell for it too, but I went over my head a little bit, and I was like, hopefully there's someone else there that's not a defensive player. And I look around, and Brandon's scoring a touchdown, and I'm just happy for Brandon to get back in the end zone because he had 2 against Pittsburgh, and it's been kind of a dry spell for him. But it's a fun day when all the skill positions score. Unfortunately, not Christian, but when you're tight end and a fullback are scoring, that's great. That's great football.
Telepathic abilities aside, how do you think Brock, just as far as scrambling, like his legs, because that's what he did on that play. He's created a lot of plays for you guys this season. What does that bring to your offense?
When you have a quarterback who can run a little bit and he is a threat in the run game and he also he believes in his legs and he can outrun guys, it just allows plays to develop a little bit longer. Not everything has to be a 3-step, 5-step drop, 7-step drop throw. When you can do a little bit extra, it's really hard to play defense and cover guys for 5 seconds. It really is, and especially if there's not a lot of pressure and the quarterback's out on the side. That's where you get all the legal contacts, that's where you get the pass interferences, or if you're playing man coverage, it's really difficult to guard guys that long. So it just allows our offensive players who are skill guys, like I said, they're very talented, allows us to work a little bit longer and get open.
Can you explain the impact of having Debo and Trent back in the lineup? I mean, the offense looked pretty flawless today with him back.
What Debo brings to the table is a lot. Especially where we line him up. When you can move him and Christian, you interchange them. The defense has to account for a lot of stuff, and then you you take in all of our motions and all that stuff. There's a lot going on for the defensive process every single play, and when you have that capability, it just gets the defense kind of on their heels a little bit, and then you can attack them with Debo. You can throw a route to Christian. So that's huge for our offense, just to have that diversity, whatever you want to call it. And then you go look at Trent Williams, and what Trent does is, besides being, a first ballot Hall of Famer left tackle, still playing at a very high level, his confidence that he brings into the huddle is fantastic. The way he gets guys hyped for before drives, in the middle of drives, he's incredibly encouraging. Just when you have a guy like that who's a very vocal leader too in the huddle, it just brings everybody up around him. And then also, Trent doesn't really need chips or anything like that. He just kind of manhandles anybody that he goes against, and it's very fun to play with someone that's probably the best to ever do at his position.